guys, welcome to Magic 3D Printing. If you didn't catch it at the beginning, my name is Jim Franks. So this is our first YouTube video, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about, very quickly, what we're going to be doing. We're going to be featuring reviews, how-tos, and tips, primarily for the CR10S or CR10. However, many of the things we have planned for this year I think would be applicable to anyone with any kind of 3D printer. But today we're going to feature a review on a brand new filament that just hit the market called FilaCube. FilaCube refers to themselves as a second generation PLA, which is basically their own proprietary formulation. The box comes, as you can see, nicely printed. All the details, all the technical information is on here. And it's a nice step up from some of the plain brown boxes we've been seeing that the filament manufacturers use recently. The filament comes in 15 different colors, which is quite nice. But in addition to that, this company also offers custom colors. I don't know the details about quantities or any of that type of thing, but it is unusual, and they have made a point to let everyone know that they will do custom colors on order. Another unique feature of this filament is it comes in 1, 2, 3, and 5 kilogram spools. So if you're tired of changing those spools out, and in this case you can just throw on a 2 or 3 kilogram roll and print to your heart's content. The production of the filament is interesting. They actually pass the material before it's extruded into a couple of stainless steel 100 by 100 grids, and the grid on is actually set to a 0.15 millimeter diameter. So basically that gets out a lot of the impurities, a lot of the things that would actually get into the filament, causing clogs and jams. So because of the filtering that they do, they guarantee a plus or minus 0.03 millimeter gauge on the filament. It's all made in the USA, and everything is made with new materials. So these folks are really out to make a name for themselves. Okay, so they provided 3 spools of filament for me. They provided white, silver, and blue, all in 1.75 millimeter. So the spools are a closed spool. The interesting thing is the labeling that's put on the spool is done not only with the standard information of the name of the filament, the color, the dimensions, printing temperatures, and all of that, but they even include the company name. And while that doesn't seem like a big deal, if you're like me and have a lot of filament and a lot of it going into airtight tubs with disilicate, sometimes you find that yourself printing a job and really enjoying the properties of the filament, but unless you've got a name to trace it back to, that can be a problem, but not with FilaCube. The windings are nice and tight. I haven't had any problems with crossovers or any kind of jams or anything at all during printing. They also provide a hole here, so you can see when the filament's getting close to running out. Now personally I prefer an open spool, but this isn't bad. And also another little bonus, the holes that they put into the side of the spool where you can put the end of the filament back in before you put it away, they didn't put it on both sides of the spool in the same place. What they did is they placed the other ones on the far side, which really makes it a lot more convenient when you're putting your filament away. No more getting an entire wind of the filament going clear around the spool. So pretty much that's it. So now why don't we get into the actual pieces that were printed so you can get an idea of what the prints actually look like. Okay, so we're going to go through these models now that I printed, and I started with the silver filament. This is obviously a conventional Benchy. This was printed at 150%. The silver has a nice sheen to it. This was printed at a 0.1 layer height at 40 millimeters per second, obviously with no supports. And all of these models have not been touched in the least. The only thing that I may have done is if the piece required supports, I have removed those. So a nice looking Benchy here with the silver. The second item that I printed was this, well, it's called a Fallout 4 Nuka Cola bottle opener. And I did have a little bit of a problem with the top layers, but that's basically because of the settings in my slicer. This was printed at 100% and at 0.2 layer height with supports for the area underneath. The one thing I really wanted to point out here is the edge. For a 0.2 layer height, this edging came out absolutely gorgeous. So that's a really nice indication also of the quality of the filament. In the blue, I printed something brand new. It was released recently by Kg and it's called the Hand of Fortune. Beautiful piece. It actually came out absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely no flaws whatsoever. Even the fingertips, you can see the nails. And this is, like I said, this is stunning. There are absolutely no flaws. The layering, this was printed at 0.1 layer height. I did print it at 150% so that you could essentially see the quality of this a little bit better. The design in the hand was printed at 40 millimeters per second with no supports. Beautiful piece, beautiful piece. All right, so for the white, I decided to do a torture test. This is called the Formlabs Rook 2.0 torture test. When it was uploaded, this was actually done. He had a problem, so he told you to increase it by 1200% to get it to the size of a normal Rook. I increased it to 2000% just to make it a little bit more visible. This is printed at a 0.1 layer height at 40 millimeters per second with no supports. It's actually a fascinating piece because I know you probably can't see it very well. It has a little staircase that runs from the top clear down to the bottom, and also has a double helix that is printed inside that came out beautiful. So again, there's probably a few edges that were a tiny bit off, but the detailing, the wording and everything on it came out beautifully, and just a really, really nice piece. The last piece that I printed was this elf archer bust. I want to do something really detailed to show off the quality of the material. This was also done at 150%, 0.1 layer height at 30 millimeters per second. Now this did require supports, obviously because of the ears, the arrows, and all of that. But again, I mean, if you could see a really nice close-up of the layering in the back and on the face, absolutely incredible. So these are the pieces that I did to test the filament, and I have to say, it's pretty impressive. Okay guys, well that's it for our FilaCube review. The manufacturer has generously provided a 15% discount that you'll find in the description below. I've also linked all of the models. Most of them are from Thingiverse. And if you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up. Also subscribe if you like what you've seen. We've got a lot of great stuff coming up this year. And make sure to hit that bell down below to make sure you get notifications of whenever a new video is uploaded. Please leave your comments below and any suggestions that you might have for future videos. We've got a lot queued up, but we're always interested in what you guys would like to see. So that's it. Thanks for watching Magic 3D Printing.